We'll start off with the Fiesta Bowl. Penn State wins 31-14 over Boise State, and Boise outgained Penn State in this game. They had, more plays, they had more yards. Now, Penn State had a better yards per play game, but this was an interesting ball game. Abdul goes out in this game, and it looked like it shifted a whole lot of stuff for that Penn State defense. I did not think that he would be as much of an impact in a game like this as he was, but it certainly changed the way that they tried to attack the Boise State offense. Maddox Madsen had a pretty good ball game. He was all right. I was pretty impressed with Boise. There were some mistakes that the Broncos made, and I don't know if some of it was rust or I'll tell you this. The teams that all had the byes, all of them came out of the gate not great. They did not look good starting out the ball game, and all of them got out to big deficits. Boise kind of fought their way back into it. Arizona State certainly fought their way back into it. Oregon, you can't get in a hole against that Ohio State team. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. So, yeah, Abdul going out, that certainly changed things for Penn State. That being said, there was still a massive talent gap at the line of scrimmage, especially when Penn State was on offense. I was very interested or intrigued, I guess would be the right word, by what Penn State was doing with their offensive play calling. I know there were some really good throws from Drew Aller. Tyler Warren made some outstanding catches, all that kind of stuff, right? But when they were running Allen and Singleton, 5.2 yards per carry on average, and they ran the ball quite a bit. I think they ran it over 40 times, and they only threw it like 25 times. But, still, it probably should have been closer to like 45 or 50 to like 15 to 20 passes. I know that you want to be a balanced offense. I get that. And maybe they just realized that it doesn't matter, and they were going to be fine anyway. So why not, make sure that the offense is clicking, because they certainly didn't have to do anything in the game against SMU. But it was very interesting to me that they did not just run it downhill the entire time, because there was really no push back from Boise for the most part. So Penn State ran for over 200 yards. I think it was like 217. Boise couldn't get anything going with Ashton Genty. And that's not terribly surprising because, again, massive talent gap, even without Abdul. But Madsen, I thought, was pretty good at quarterback. He found some of his receivers. They certainly showed that, they could put up a fight against a team like that. And so you're not expecting these G5 teams to get very far in a playoff like this. I think Boise against Indiana would have been like your 8-9 game if this thing had been seeded correctly. And I think that would have been just fine. That would have been a really fun matchup to see, because I do think it's a little bit different. And maybe Indiana kills them. I don't know. That was interesting. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter @GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.